What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of Dad's Rad Fords. Today, a little bit of a working style video. You guys seem to enjoy that. It's the bulk of what we freaking do around here. Grind it out Monday through Friday. Today, I got a Crown Vic that is got a little bit of uniqueness to it. I opened the hood and I was like, oh, okay, this is an interesting problem. The first hurdle is we got to get the thing in here. It doesn't run. It's around back. I got the 97 F-150 hooked to the car trailer, which that's its sole purpose in life anymore. It just stays back there ready to do work. So what we're about to get into, I'm going to get this thing loaded on my trailer so then I can pull the trailer into the front driveway and then we'll dump the Crown Vic in the shop. Yeah, I'm just moving my hand around. It means nothing to y'all because y'all aren't standing here. Anyways, so yeah, we got this Crown Vic ex-police car. Got brought here from another shop, had some wiring issues. They got into it. I'm not sure if they made it worse, better, or whatever. The harness has been cut up a lot, the main engine harness. It's been spliced together. We have no power to any of the injectors, and all the injectors share a power. So we've got to disconnect somewhere. I started digging around a little bit. This car has propane injection. Yeah, you heard me. Just like the forklift in your warehouse, it runs on freaking propane. Well, it ran at one point on propane as an option. Still has a gasoline system in place, but it's got a whole nother set of injectors, all other stuff. So immediately got in touch with my customer. Hey man, first things first, I can't diagnose around all of this stuff. And this harness has been just cut and spliced a ton of times. 100% can find the problem, find the wire, splice it together, but then that's another person going in this harness, making another splice. It's just tough. So the engine harness, the main harness had been cut up and spliced into. It was luckily available from Ford. So I got us a replacement harness and that's what we're gonna do. But I wanna take all the propane injection off, replace the engine harness, get this thing back running like a factory Crown Vic. Yeah, like running like a Crown Vic should, with Merca screaming out the tailpipes and all that cool stuff. You know the deal with the Crown Vics and the 4.6s around here. Come on, man. So yeah, let me get my muscle milk and my banana down. Muscle milk, y'all know the deal. Waiting on the email. I don't know where you're at. This right here, muscle milk, banana. Once a day, sometime in the morning. That'll keep you right. Trust me, it will. A little view out the rainy shop window. It is a nasty day. Got the Crown Vic chilling. I want to hook this thing, and I'll have to do it the hardest way possible. And of course it would be raining. I want to grab it from the back so then I can back the trailer to the shop door and dump it in here, and it'll be in normal position when I get it in here. So yeah, that's what we're about to do. Let me get my muscle milk and my banana down, and we're gonna go out here, play in the rain, get this thing in here. I'll show you exactly what we're working with the propane injected Crown Vic. Okay, let's get out here and get the truck moved around. 97 truck, workhorse, 4.6 2-valve power inside. Put that thing to work like it's a damn Super Duty, but you know, it does the thing. Okay, let's see if we can pull out here, go up the street, turn the truck and trailer around, see what we can do. It's times like this where I need my own freaking snatch style repo truck. That would be so nice. But what we're about to do, we're just gonna go right here, turn around, and get facing. And if you guys haven't picked up on it, I love my 80s, 90s Fords. That's why I desperately need to upgrade this truck to something, I guess, like bigger, more powerful, whatever. I haul a car trailer a lot, but these 97 to 04 F-150s, in my opinion, are just some of the best trucks that you can buy as far as reliability, workhorse. These trucks driving around town, especially the 4.6 trucks, feel super weak, but you put them to work. Don't pull nothing crazy heavy. I'm not pulling like F-250s and big, huge cars and stuff all the time. Just normal sized cars on my car trailer. My car trailer is super light. It pulls so good. This truck is just a workhorse. I just ran about my old 97 truck. 4.6, non-PI deal, pretty much bone stock. This truck came with the full towing package, so it has 8-rib belt setup, external trans cooler, extra power steering cooler, 355 gears with the factory locker. Yeah, I know, it means a whole lot, doesn't it? Yeah, well, this truck does great for what I use it for, and I love this truck. They drive so good, they're nice and quiet, so yeah. Here we are, pulling back up on our Crown Vic back here. So, I'm gonna try to get behind this thing somehow, some way, and race car chilling, Myrtle chilling. Yeah, and I think I made mention before in my other video, maybe when I was going to get the race car, like if I have to do anything significant outside with the car trailer, doing anything, it must rain. It has to. It's supposed to be done here in an hour or so, but I ain't got time to sit around and wait on the rain to quit doing. We gotta get things done. So let's do some things. I wanna try to drag, let me flip you around here. This thing's at a weird angle, so I'm gonna try to hook my winch to it and scoot the back of it over a little bit, so then I can just bring it right up on the trailer, and then we can pull back up front, twist around back in the driveway, dump this thing straight in the shop, and get going. Here, let me show you real quick out here in the rain. This give you a little quick glimpse, but yo, propane injection, multi-port propane injection. When this was installed, this was a really nice kit. I'm not sure why it would have even had this, but we're gonna get into that once we get in the shop. Okay, let's see what happens. I've got the e-brake on so it don't take off rolling. I'm just trying to make sure I can clear this angle on these two trucks over here on the side. I think we're gonna be good. Let's check. Probably gonna have to unhook and rehook, but that's okay. I know it's a pain in the butt, but it's more of a pain in the butt to work on the car backwards in the shop. Oh yeah, we're dialed. We just might have to reposition the trailer a little bit and we'll clear these vehicles. That's my Super Duty. I need to get an engine for it, get running, and yeah, whatever. It'll be for sale soon. I think we're gonna scooch the trailer over, maybe pull this thing on back just a little bit, 'cause I'm liking what we got going on here. Might be finally getting this freaking rig on the trailer. Let's see. Come on, baby. Emergency brake works good. That's for sure. And we're on there. I'm gonna try to get this thing as far up to the nose as I can because I'm kind of afraid I might be a little stuck. So we need some weight over the tail end of this girl. Let's see how much I can get this thing back up here. So, as I feared that I pulled too far forward, we're stuck. Tried throwing some rocks under here. The old two-wheel drive with street tires is not happening. So, current situation. Customers, oversized box van, dually up here on the gravel. If I can just get my truck back to the gravel, we're good. So, box van to the trailer with the Vic and the F-150. Yeah, exactly. That's the current situation. Hey, it's Monday morning. Let's see what happens. I think we're moving it. Barely see in the mirror, we're moving it. Okay, I think we got it dragged back far enough. If you can see in the mirror. Oh yeah, we can get it from here. We're unstuck. Unhook the old J-hook chain. Funny story about this chain also. I know I got a story for everything. I helped a guy on the side of the road. His Taurus was stuck off, just right up the street from the house. His Taurus was stuck, ran off the road. He had it stuck in a big ravine. Not a ravine, in a ditch. And I just had a strap in the back of the truck, was able to snatch him back up on the road. And the next day he comes by telling me how much he appreciated it and everything, and brings me this J-hook towing style chain, which is invaluable to me. And just like that, we're unhooked and the propane Vic is in the shop. Just was able to, like I've done several times before, back up to the shop door with the trailer, dump said vehicle off. Luckily this one just rolled right in here. So yeah, okay, our propane Vic is in here, in the shop. Finally got it in. It's soaking wet now, so I'm gonna take the air hose and microfiber, dry it off. Otherwise, my pants will look like I've been in the swimming pool for an hour after leaning over this fender for 10 seconds. But yeah, you can check out this mess. This is a module for the propane. Now this is all like extremely nice stuff. Like whenever this was put on, the connectors are super nice. It was actually initially, this is what I've dug in. This is the splice into the main harness of the propane, which was probably done when the car was new or whatever. Done extremely well. Extremely nice, heat shrink. Feels like not a crimp in there, feels like it's soldered, heat shrinked. Very nice connectors wherever those went. So the original propane kit is nice, but this is what we're dealing with. This is a mix of propane harness, original harness, and it's ridiculous. Like I said, 4 injectors per side. I'll start getting some of this torn off. This is some sort of a big pump. I've not been under the car yet, but it has, here's your regular fuel fill. Looks like it's E85 compatible. You can put that corn in it. And here you go. Here's your propane. So I guess we can run the propane heater, fill this up, and then run the propane heater off the car. That would be sick. That'd be a car show mod right there. Man, I just thought about that. Hanging around cold nights at the cruise in, be like, I got y'all. You bust that thing out of the trunk. Okay, now we can see a little bit more about this propane injection deal. You can see it had 4 injectors there, 4 injectors there, all wired in. So it was like a actual multi-port. I didn't cut this. This is how I received the car, so I'm not sure where these went. If they had, I would love to see. It had to have been in the original manifold or something like that, because there's nowhere for it to go on this one. Somebody, previous shop, replaced the intake manifold, fixed a bunch of wiring, and they said, we're not dealing with this junk. I don't know what they said actually, but they got to a point to where it was above their pay grade, above their head or something. So that's how we got the car. They started doing some wiring repairs. I think they may have gotten the car up and running at one point in time and had other issues, but it looks like they started kind of removing this. I would love to know where these ended up, just out of curiosity, but it has the same 4 hoses over here also. So yeah, some sort of a central pump. I see a feed line, central pump deal here. We'll have to move the computer, and our module controlled all of it. There's a couple of things I think I'm gonna have to undo inside. I believe this car might have a tracker on it also. We need to undo like old electronic, like ignition interrupt deal, wires in the computer. I see this deal. Yeah, we got a mess. I haven't looked under this car, so let me set the rack on it and see what's going on underneath. Okay, let's get under here, see what we got. I see right off hand we've got this very large propane supply that I see goes up to that little pump deal I was referencing under the hood. So I'm gonna follow that back, because if I'm gonna remove it, I'm gonna fully remove it. I'm not gonna charge them, just take some crap out from under the hood. If it needs to be taken out of the car. So runs back up here over the frame rail and looks like it goes into the trunk. So let me let this thing back down, because I need to find out where this tank is and make sure it doesn't have any propane in it. Yeah, so let me drop this thing back down, make sure we don't have any leftover propane in here before I start taking lines loose. But I already see one thing. This guy, he already knows the deal. Can't wait to hear this thing run. Muffler delete. Yes, sir. I had no idea we had a race car here. So now I am, yeah, it's sick. Straight pipe Vic. What y'all know about that? Okay, so yeah, there's no propane in the tank, but first things first, before we get started, I got to do what I like to call a little roll cart reset. This is my main tool cart. I've been working out of, funny story, I've been working out of this tool cart since 2002, and it looks like it. Still rolls around, still holds tools, no need to replace it. So yeah, we need to do a roll cart reset, because it is a absolute wreck in here. We've been going hard around this place for a couple weeks, actually, especially last week. going hard on customers' cars, working on our own junk, and this is what happens. So yeah, I'll snap my fingers and it'll be brand new. We're all cleaned up now. I'm going to start digging into this, just removing some junk. I verified we don't have a tank in the trunk. Looks like it was trunk mounted somehow, some way. Seeing a lot of just random heater hoses, but what I'm going to start with is getting these injectors, these little hoses and stuff out, so I can just start undoing stuff. Replacing the actual harness isn't bad, and I'll go ahead and show you while I'm showing you. While we're talking, getting started here, I've got a brand new OEM harness from Ford. This is no aftermarket junk. I don't mess around when it comes to wiring. I am a self-proclaimed kind of wiring guy. This was still available from Ford, and it's an entire harness. It includes the trans harness, goes all the way back to the back of the trans, entire engine harness, all that good stuff. I know it looks like a lot, but it's really not that bad to replace. It'll be more of a learning process, seeing what all is tied in and what all we actually have here. So let's we're gonna start right there. Let's get our propane injectors off of this side, see what all we got going on. Looks like they've got bolted to the fuel rail, which is not the best idea. This thing looks like it's got a dormant intake on it, which I am not a fan of these dormant intakes. And we're not going to use that bolt, but that is that. That's a bracket there, some kind of a hose. Let's see. I'm just trying to get this crap out of here. We are just cutting and removing. Look at this mess. Like I said, I'm sure. Our main issue is we do not have power to any injectors. I'm sure something over there is spliced, something's out or whatever. I told the customer straight from the get-go, I'm like, this thing's been worked on too many times. Absolutely, I can troubleshoot it and fix it, but the correct way to fix this car for now and people repairing on the future is to get this junk out of here, put a harness back in it, and go from there. That's what we're doing. Psh, propane leaking everywhere. No. I've already verified. Like I said, somebody's already been tinkering on this car, fixing at it. So we're just gonna continue on and get it going. Like I said, this thing was originally, maybe some of you guys in the comments, some of you guys watching know what's the advantage of this car being on propane? Obviously it was a police, some kind of county vehicle somewhere. So like why would it have propane? The only thing I've been wondering is like, well, maybe it ran inside somewhere, maybe it idled somewhere inside a building or inside a tunnel or a drop-off pickup area somewhere, or maybe it was just somebody was experimenting, trying to run a car on propane. I know propane burns extremely clean. There are not many byproducts of it, but I don't understand why this car would have had propane added to it, and I'm sure it was added when this car was built for the police department, whatever it was originally built for back in 2011. I'm wondering, I guess I need to do myself a little bit of homework and research as to what would be the advantage of putting this car, especially a government car, on propane. I'm not sure. So yeah, this thing's they're legit. Key-in injectors, like these are, I'm not sure what they're for, but they look like they're just like a factory style injector for something. It's got a very nice connector on it, like, and it looks like it might have like, I don't know, like it has an O-ring top and bottom, possibly where it could go in a fuel rail. I am not sure, but it definitely says LPG CNG, so this is only for natural gas / propane, which maybe it was natural gas, maybe it's not propane, maybe it was natural gas. That would make a little more sense, because there was a lot of that stuff going on, trying to experiment with natural gas. I think they were maybe, I don't think it's cheaper. Maybe it is cheaper. I don't really know, but I remember seeing some stuff a while back about that. Anyways, this is junk. Yeah, so maybe if it was natural gas, it would be a little bit of a cost savings, stuff like that. They were maybe trying to say, okay, we can run this car on natural gas. It's X amount cheaper. I have no idea. It's kind of baffling. Okay, so we got that set of injectors out and out of my way. All right, so I got that side out. I'm really not sure. Oh yeah, somebody had this together. Maybe I've got one of something like that. It'll work. So that's one side. Let's go ahead, just snip that. And I see another hose going here. We're gonna just get that out of our way. Like I said, I'm not trying to save any of this, not trying to diagnose any of this. I'm just getting it out of my way so we can start working, replacing this harness like it's a factory car. Another set of 4 injectors. This thing was getting all the propane when it was getting it. I'm not really sure. I am intrigued now. If I have a little bit later on, I'm not doing much of nothing. I'm super interested in why would this have been done, period. Yeah, and see, we've got injector wires tied in, spliced off of. I'm just not sure. And whoever wired it is that guy that when he gives you directions, he's like, yeah, go down here, go around this loop, then go around that road, and then go around behind you and this and that, because that's how he routed his wires, like over and under and yeah, over the hills and through the woods. Good Lord, bro. Sorry, whoever did this, if you're watching, my apologies. I'm not roasting you, just saying. Okay, so that's all disconnected from there. This is, oh my Lord. Yeah, this is what I was talking about over here, where they've got it spliced into the factory stuff. And I don't know, but I think the move is to, does this go inside? No. This is all of this junk. Like I said, it's all quality stuff. Like, it's not some fly-by-night, splice some crap together. There's modules, legitimate connectors. All this goes inside somewhere. We're gonna have to decipher all of that. Car may never run again as we're just going to town cutting wires out. No, car will run again. That's what they come here for. All cars, especially Fords, they come here to live again, to have a whole new life, whatever it may be. Shop gave up on this, whoever gave up on this car knew where to go. It's in good hands, baby. You're gonna live again. We're gonna hear them straight pipes sing once again, I guarantee it. Heck yeah, let's see how incredible this is routed. Where is that even going? I don't know. What even is it? I don't know. Where's the wires go? I'm not sure. They don't go nowhere no more. This is, start adding to my pile over here so I don't have crap strode everywhere. Okay, that got us close to square one under the hood here. Let's pull this computer and see about removing some of these hard parts. The variety of hardware that some of these aftermarket installers use is sometimes mind-blowing to me. There was 8mm here, this was a 10mm, and we got a Phillips head right here. I don't know about y'all, but that drives me insane. When I'm putting my own cars together, working on other people's cars, like, uniformity in the hardware is so nice. Yeah, because look, now I'm third tool to get one part off. Phillips head screw. That is stripped out. Maybe there's a nut on the bottom side. Oh yeah, of course there is. Of course there is. Even more hardware. And yet another different size. Now we're on to a 7/16. So we got 8mm, 10mm, Phillips head, and 7/16 holding one part on. It drives me insane. Whatever this is, our module. Prinz Auto Gas Systems. Whatever all this is clearly just for this, and yeah, so. You guys need propane injection stuff, I got you. Catch it before it goes in the garbage can. We got this hose going to this dealy whopper. This looks like some sort of a regulator. Was some sort of a regulator. Yeah, this is some sort of a pressure regulator with a sensor on the top of it. Something. This is one thing I was looking at that is odd. Yeah, this thing is spliced into the cooling system. These two hoses, one is spliced right here to the back of the outlet port of the intake, and then this one is spliced here. So luckily it looks like I'll be able to just take it loose, make that connection back, and we'll be back like factory. But I guess the reason for the antifreeze, obviously, maybe that is a pump and it needs it for cooling purposes. I don't know, I'm just mainly talking out loud, so y'all just follow along with whatever I'm saying. Yeah, I'm just admiring all of this. See if I can get this nut off the back side real quick. Sometimes I do enjoy doing something like this, even though it looks like a complete nightmare and a headache, and it is a little bit of a diagnostic nightmare sometimes, but something like this, like a Crown Vic with propane injection, I'm intrigued to say the least. So it's kind of enjoyable, kind of a mystery episode, see what you're uncovering. See what the deal is. I feel like, yeah. See what we got going on. Knock the dust off our standard wrenches here. All right. This looks like what I'm assuming was our supply hose, so I'm starting to kind of understand how the system works. This is like the supply hose into this, some kind of regulator deal, I'm assuming. Once again, I don't know a whole heck of a lot about propane except for it runs my grill and my shop heater over there. I don't understand the cooling properties. Once we get this fully uninstalled, we'll talk about it a little bit. My speculation of why it belongs there. I'm gonna try to unhook all this over here without making too much of a mess. Kind of get up under the end of it. I'm not really worried about damaging this hose because we are not reusing it. Yeah, these hoses are like hard as a rock. Get in there. It's your home. Go home. Okay, so here's our pump or whatever, something. It says it's definitely some sort of a pump. It must just use the antifreeze to cool it because this was in, supply in from the back of the car. This was out to the fuel rails. I'm not really sure. Must use that for cooling properties. That's what we're going with. All right, let me cinch these hoses up and we'll get over here and see about starting to unhook our harness from the engine. And it actually is engine and trans harness, so it goes down the back on top of the trans. We'll have to lower the trans a little bit to get to that. It seems like a lot, but it's not really that miserable. Come right around here, special guest. Mocha Cat, chilling. What are you doing? You like this unit? She always has to come out and approve anything in the garage. Look at her. What do you see? I don't think you got no business around this unit. You gonna help us out? She said, yeah, it's definitely, the propane tank is definitely, no propane? Okay, cool, thanks. Some of our main, now that we're down, we got the propane stuff out from under the hood, start unhooking the harness, the actual harness that we're replacing. From everywhere it goes, it kind of runs down here. We'll have to get top and bottom. It kind of goes a bunch of places, but it's not really that bad. If anybody is watching and have wiring harness issues, don't be scared. Nothing to be scared of. It's not that bad. It's a little bit of a routing challenge and figuring out where everything goes. Luckily, I know 462 valves. Like the back of my hand, don't need much explanation where a wire goes here and there and everywhere. Pretty much know where I'm headed, so I'm just getting stuff unhooked, what I can, and stuff pulled away. A lot of this stuff is all zip tied together because stuff is broken. Yeah, this is the tedious part. I'll get all this stuff unhooked and try to pull. Like whenever I'm doing a big harness job, I'll try to get like this side all unhooked all the way down to there. There's another couple, the crank sensor connectors down there. And I'll pull all this up here. Same with that side, pull everything up top. We'll do our trans stuff. That way we can hopefully, my plan is to pull the harness out and then feed it back in from there. It's, sounds easy, right? Yeah, nothing to it. Almost all of the injector connectors are broken, so there's all zip tied together, and we will definitely eliminate all of that junk going back together. Which these injectors, let me show you these connectors. See how that little, here's one that's not broke. It's got the little squeeze tab right there. The biggest common mistake, I'll give you a pro tip on these. When you go to unplug it, instead of just grabbing this tab and squeezing it, the best thing you can do is plugged in, push it towards the component. That relieves the pressure off the locking tab. Here, let me, see, it's got a little bit of, so if it's tight, it's kind of hard to squeeze the tab. I can't get it loose. So push it towards the component, squeeze the tab. Pro tip. Because these things have a little, almost all your new connectors have a little rubber seal in there, and it creates a little bit of a resistance when you tighten it in, when you plug it up, so it keeps some resistance on that tab so it's not just flopping free, so it kind of makes it hard to push. That's the number one reason these things get broken. Sometimes they're going to break no matter what. Towards the component, squeeze it, you're good. Less chance of breaking. How about that? Not always guaranteed not to break, but a little less chance I found in my years of doing this junk. That it's, that's a pro tip for you. Pretty much all loose over here. Need to go, let me go ahead and raise this up, get anything that's on the bottom of this side, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're on the bottom side now, getting a few connectors loose down here that we know we gotta get to. This side is basically just the crank sensor. Sorry if it's a little dark under here. I'm not really worried about breaking trim tabs coming apart, stuff like that, because we're doing an entire new harness. Usually, if I wasn't, I would be a little more careful about getting these out because I'm a stickler about that kind of crap. Okay, there's our passenger side. I'm going to move on to that side and get that side up here just like this. Like I said, then we'll move down there, see what all we've got as far as trans connections go. I'm pretty sure it's the entire trans harness, so yeah, we'll pause, go to this side, get this side disconnected. Not too awfully much to do on this side, fortunately. Boy, they got a strategic with the zip ties. Yeah, I think the story was originally this harness fell down and it burned against the EGR tube, and they fixed a bunch of that back there. And then they couldn't get power to the injectors, all that. So, look at that. That looks like fun, don't it? All you guys out there are really loving that, huh? Really loving seeing me do this. Look at this mess. Has anybody got sick to their stomach yet from seeing all this wiring? I love it. I dig it. I'm a wiring guy. Let's see. I think we're ready. Go down. I see the harness going down on that side. It's going to be a little bit tricky to get to some of this stuff on the bottom, but that's part of it. So, just thinking out loud at the moment, seeing everywhere this thing runs. And, okay. So let's get to the bottom side and start unhooking crap. Yeah, this looks like a mess. All right, we're up under here now, seeing where everything goes is routed on the trans. I'm unclipping the O2 sensor stays now. It doesn't look that bad, really. I can pretty much get to everything connector-wise that I need to for the most part. I'm gonna have to drop the tail shaft, pull the cross member loose, and just to get some access to the very top. I can unplug everything, but I want to be able to route the harness neat, put it in all the little cable stays where it goes like it's supposed to. So yeah, let me see about getting just the trans loose and drop down some, and we will go from there. Let's see if we can get our trans to drop down enough to help us out. Okay, so I finally got this ridiculously stuck transmission cross member. I looked over for extra bolts thinking I'm an idiot, and I forgot. No, it was just literally friction fit up in there. It took big pry bars and everything to get this thing out. And I actually took a freaking pry bar to the forehead, if you can see. But we're loose. I've got all the connectors loose from the trans. I'm now just getting the wiring harness stays taken loose, and I believe we can feed this trans harness, the whole harness, up through the top and out of the car and start feeding our new one in. And yeah, it shouldn't be too terribly bad from there, but I don't want to speak too soon. So let me finish getting these harnesses on this transmission. This era have these little metal wire stays up top, and they have incredible freaking retention, and they just are tough to get loose sometimes. Probably can't quite see it on video, but it's up there and it's in there and it's a pain in the butt. Yeah, Ford decided to use those metal stays. Good Lord, yeah, and see this one just pulled out of the harness. No, it didn't. Actually came loose. Sweet. Makes it easier going together. This is what I'm talking about. That little style, and it just fits over a little molded tip on top of the trans. Sometimes they're a nightmare. That one wasn't too bad. So, moving on. There's one more right up here. Somewheres. Okay. Yeah. Man, I straight up busted myself right in the forehead. That, it don't tickle, I'll say that. Come on, I was trying to get this where I can shove it up over the top of the trans. Maybe, with any luck, I can snatch it up. I'll probably have to raise it up, down 45 more times. Because I'm going to get the harness pulled so far, get almost out, and this one little connector is going to be hanging on something stupid that you couldn't wrap it around if you wanted to, and it's going to hang it up, and yeah, that's just how it works. This should be our mess of a harness. Golly. Yeah, look, you guys, you can see, I mean, I can just see scanning this. Multiple repairs. There's some regular red heat shrink. I see some butt connectors hiding in there. So, I mean, yes, 100%. I could have dug into this, fixed it, spliced it all in, figure out where our power was going. Yeah, there's even, I mean, just all kinds of splices and just too many repairs to keep on repairing on this tired old harness. But also, one thing, guys, if you're a Ford guy and you're messing with this stuff, this isn't junk. I know it's bad, but for me, this isn't junk. Look at all the connectors that are on here. For my personal cars, for customers' cars in the future, you break a coil connector. I keep some harnesses like this just so I can go and, you know, you can pull the pins out of this connector. This one's a good one. If yours is broken, you don't got to cut, splice, nothing, just depin it. You get a new connector shell. So we'll keep this for future projects of our own for customers' cars. But for right now, toss that over there. Let's get our new harness out of the box. And start unlooming it. Get it laid where it goes. Once again, this is a OEM Ford harness. As far as electrical and stuff goes, I try not to mess with too much aftermarket stuff. Sometimes you don't have a choice, especially with modules and crap. I just went through a fiasco, not a fiasco, but went through 1, 2, 3, including the factory one. I went through 4 PCMs total in this freaking Jeep Liberty of a customer of mine that kept killing, had injector driver bad. I got a new computer, it wouldn't even run it. They sent me another computer, it had a host of EGR codes, which I don't even think that vehicle had EGR. And then they finally sent one that worked. It lasted about a week, and it came back with another injector driver burnout. So yeah, sometimes aftermarket electronics are not the best, but if that's all you got, it's all you got. Then nobody made anything for the Jeep. But anyways, after several computers later, the company we deal with, they made it right. They're awesome. I use them a lot. And that vehicle is now down the road. Okay, so yeah, this is nice, nice, nice. If you ever, OEM harnesses, guys, every single wire stay already on it, even these that are removable. Feed this in there, plug it up, and I still think I've got to go inside and finish undoing some wiring, because now that we've just cut everything, I know this propane piggybacked and tied into stuff, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go in and undo and factory do some connectors. I've also just noticed this also, that fuel rail. I thought I smelled fuel, and I was correct in my follow my nose sense. And see, that O-ring is pushed out. The rail's not even sitting on the injectors correctly. So yeah, we'll address that once we get it. Once we get our harness laid in there, we'll address that situation. But the main hurdle, getting this harness back in the car. Getting it pulled out on top of the trans is not that big of a deal, you saw, but getting all of this routed and shoved back down in there like it goes, all the factory retainers, can be a challenge. But we are no strangers to a challenge around these parts. So yeah, here we go, here we go. Let's see, I remember it needs to go under this EGR tube. In between the dipstick tube and this heater hose back here. So let's just start by getting it started in the direction it needs to head. Probably get a lot of this shoved down in here, then have to go from the bottom, pull on it, and then come back from the top, finish feeding it down in there, do that whole song and dance. Just go. That's where you need to go. That's where you want to go. That's where you live. That's your home. Go. There you go. Sometimes you just got to talk to them. Sometimes you just got to tell these cars what they need to know. Because they don't always know what they need to know. You got to let them know the deal. So, raise it up. Okay, let me get under here and show you a little bit of the struggle. See my harness feeding? See those blue connectors way up there? They snake beside the dipstick tube and has pretty specific routing. Let me just see if I can get this all pulled down here. Oh yeah, we're looking good, fellas. We looking good. Coming on down here. One connector plugged up. I have to get me a little more length from the top, but man, we are just cooking right along. I'm probably gonna have to go up top. And yeah, let's go right back up top. Feed a little more length of the harness down, then I can plug everything up. Then we can plug everything up on the top of the trans, feed a little more down, plug all those up, cinch the trans cross member up, come back under the hood, and we're on the home stretch. Like I said, it's not crazy hard. If you're familiar with these platforms like I am, I've been wrenching on these things forever. Love the platform. Even if you're not familiar with Crown Vic, like I'm super familiar with this 2-valve and trans setup, the whole thing. It's really not that big a deal. I pretty much know where the connectors go, but something you're doing at home, do not be intimidated, especially if you're using OEM harness. The great thing about factory harnesses, they're spliced out. Once you get it in there, they pretty much just kind of lay where they need to go. Like all the little connectors are gonna pretty much be there in the wiring stage, so it's not like my point is, it's not that hard to kind of figure out where things go if you're not familiar with every connector and every shape of every connector for every component. They pretty much lay in place and they're only gonna go one way. Let me drop it down. The trans portion of the harness is in its wire stays. This is all looking good back here. Those are all routed back in their wire stays, all up in here. See if I can get that up in there. Everything connected, secured. Front O2 sensor connected, clipped in its place like it goes. There's your little shot of it. The entire harness is routed, clipped in everywhere just like Ford did it. So we shouldn't have any rubbing, chafing issues. We're all secured up in through there. So I'm going to cinch the trans cross member back up in place, get back up top, finish my connections up there, and see if it runs. But like I was saying before, there's a lot of stuff under the dash still to this car. Not a lot, but there's a handful of wiring under the dash. I feel like it's got maybe, since I just lopped all of the propane harness stuff out, I don't know if anything was like piggybacked in. So if I need to connect some factory wires back together, take a splice out that was in there. Yeah, look at my head, bad. I laid a rope on the Crown Vic cross member. Pry bar slipped out right in the forehead. Battle scar, part of it is what it is. So I feel like I may have to go back under the dash once I'm done all this is back in together and intact, to finalize some wiring, take stuff out. It looked like it might have had some kind of like a tracking device in there, something like an immobilizer deal. We're going to get rid of all that stuff, get him back factory, running just like factory, fix that fuel rail leak. So let's get back up top. Okay, we got most of the underneath side done. Overhead light has died. So I'm just getting all the coil connectors, coil and injectors plugged up, everything plugged up under here. Got the compressor connectors down there all plugged up. Yeah, we're just moving right along. Not too bad. Should hear this thing run before too awfully long. Hear them straight pipes roar back there. That's what I'm looking forward to. So let's clip that back on there. That goes there. Here's our connector for that. Evap hose or booster vacuum supply back on. This hose is funky. It goes here. Goes there. So that's looking good. This is secured. This connector is in. All right, we're good over here. Clipped in the harness back there. So let me move to that side. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coils and injectors. We are looking good. Let me move to this side and see what we got going on. More of the same. So we are looking good, looking good. Injector. Coil. This is, if you're worried about getting them plugged in wrong, they are so nice. They basically go in line. So you're one that reaches there, and then they're all going to just kind of lay in place. Plug and play, as they say, whatever that is. Not much playing going on, but a lot of plugging. Guys, look how nice that's looking. We're looking like it's supposed to again. And then one last wire for this side is the oil pressure, which I'll have to raise it up. Route that down there. Let's see about getting our PCM bracket back up here. Let's do ourselves a favor, and we're going to have all the same size hardware in this going back together. Man, seems like a tough feat for most people, but drives me insane. Insane in my membrane. Watch this, we're going to use one socket. Tighten all the bolts down. One socket. Mind-blowing. Bam. 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 Whoa. We didn't change sockets every frigging bolt. Oh, guess what? Our PCM hold down. Yeah. Once again, gonna be the same size socket. That might not mean a lot of crap to a lot of people, but it's a pet peeve of mine. It drives me insane. Look, we put that whole thing together. One tool. Didn't run back and forth with the roll cart 20 times. Here we go, here we go. PCM, that's the body side. Here's our trans side of the PCM. This is the main engine control side. And this one little pigtail connector goes right here and guys, that's the bulk of the harness there. Harness is plugged up. Oil sending unit down there. Couple other things. I noticed this was broken. I don't like that. If I've got one somewhere or something I can use better, we're going to do that because that's not ideal. This is all just old stuff. Yeah, hey, we're doing the things. Here in just a second, I'm going to go ahead and key this thing on, put it all the way back together, key it on, see if I'm going to have to unhook stuff under the dash, splice that, but oh man, you know what? We got to fix this leaky fuel rail. But I don't know, first it might be time for a coffee break. Just saying. I think it's about time. Time for a coffee break. I got to find that. Okay, so I got in here. This O-ring I showed you before was kind of pushed out. The rail wasn't being held down very good. It still just doesn't fit that well. Like the injectors are too tall or something. But it had the wrong hardware. And it had these self-tapping screws in there. I found some actual correct bolts for it. So let's bolt that down. Then we'll prime the system up. Check it for leaks. See what happens. Get this bolted back on. Drive-by-wire throttle body. Ironically enough, this is actually the exact setup that I have in Jolene. This is a 2011. Everything in my old truck came out of a 2011, so drive-by-wire, all that cool stuff. Throttle body, connectors. Give it a quick scan. We're looking good, looking good. We'll throw this intake back on here, hook the jump box to it, and see if it runs or if we got to dig further inside the car. I'm fully believing I'm going to have to go inside because I'm pretty sure there's some stuff that is wired into the ignition switch circuitry that is interrupting it potentially. But maybe not. I might hit the key and this thing just roars to life. Still got to find them a solution for this little deal here. It's less than ideal. Yeah, 5.5 volts. That ain't gonna quite get us there. I'll be very surprised if it cranks. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's some stuff interrupted. I'm gonna just key it on. I heard the fuel pump. Make sure we don't have any fuel leaks over here anymore. We're looking good. Let's hit the key. See what happens. Probably not much. Ha-ha! We got her. So there is still some stuff pertaining to this under the dash that I am going to remove the wires, but here we go. Look at there. It runs. It did not run at all before. We had no power to our injectors. Something in our harness was not happy. So yeah, she's running. I am super pumped about that. Alternator's charging. I will say, my friends, that is a job well done. And once again, another quality job coming out of the shop here. That's some coolant burning off where I spilled it when we were swapping the heater hoses around. No big deal, nothing alarming. So yeah, man, that's pretty awesome. This guy's gonna be super happy. Looks nice now, looks like factory, looks how it should. Everything should work good. We'll scan it for code. This is not running bad. It's running pretty good, pretty good. We'll hook the scan tool to it, make sure everything's happy. But yeah, well, we're running. This thing got the straight pipes on it. Oh yeah, he got her sounding right. All right, I'm gonna let this thing run. I'm going to hook the scan tool to it. I feel like it might have just a little bit of a stumble. I can't really tell. Sounds kind of funky. All right, let's get into this thing, make sure I don't have no lingering codes. We'll check for misfires, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, she's up and running, man. That's nice. So anything I got to remove from inside will just be basically cosmetics, so just getting it out of the car, just completing my job of removal of the propane system. I have nothing interfering, nothing interrupting now. Good deal. Job well done. Crown Vic goofing. No more propane, so you can't run this in the living room anymore with the propane, so. Or you can't use it as a forklift in your warehouse. Let's see, PCM. Get in here, maybe a ton of codes from the battery being dead and stuff like that. I mainly want to get in here to power balance and see if it's misfiring. Read fault code. The fuel rail pressure sensor, high input, ignition coil C. Still got an ignition coil C primary circuit code. Let's go into power balance and see if it works. So C should be cylinder number 3. And I hear a miss. Yep, sure enough, number 3. Come right here on the screen. This is our power balance. See that dip down? See, this is, see, each cell is one cylinder per cell. So that's cylinder 3. Coil C primary circuit had a code. Not sure what's up with that. Oh, it's like it doesn't want to plug up. Let's shut this off. That coil connector doesn't really feel good. I'm going to pull the coil. When I plugged it up, I noticed it didn't really feel like it was latching on, like something might be down in there. Get a better extension. It's got these aftermarket red coils. I don't know what the deal is with that. But hey, we're up and running. We're live. We're doing the thing. We correctly diagnosed the car. That's not too uncommon around here. Not bragging, not nothing like that, but go grab a coil out of a used engine. Okay, I grabbed a good used coil. Plug it in, see if our misfire goes away. Definitely plugs in better. Now, as long as the battery's not dead enough, it'll crank back with any luck. Nope, not today. Battery not happy. It's probably okay. Battery just needs to run, charge up. Everybody probably been winding on it, cranking on it. That's the scan tool telling me to reconnect. Don't mind that. Let's see with my spidey sense. No more misfire. Nope. Look at there. Might have something going on it. That spark plug might not be happy, but, or that coil that I just random used coil put in there might not be happy, but it's not dead, so we definitely had something going on there. Let's see if now our code that would not clear before goes away. All right, look at there, we're good. That coil does not sound too happy, so I'll call the parts store, get us a couple Motorcraft coils because I broke one of them. Get a Motorcraft coil, I'll check that spark plug, might not be worth a crap. But hey, we're running. I'll get that little misfire out of it. We'll go drive it down the road, but overall our work here is done, fellas. A couple of little wires I said I got to pull up from under the dash. I may or may not film that. It's not much. It's just a small harness. Pull it out. So yeah, let's see if I got a better used coil laying around to confirm my diagnosis on that before I get one coming from the parts store. So I popped that coil back out. I wanted to check this plug. Looks pretty new, and also this intake manifold. These Dorman intakes are definitely not the best, and it has got it closed off to where I cannot get a spark plug socket down in there. I'm gonna have to revisit that. So, BRB. All right, I threw another known good coil in the thing. Let's clear our codes out. Get back to our power balance. Got nothing but a P1000, which is just the readiness monitor. Come on. Special functions, power balance. See what we're looking like now. We're looking a little better. That's pretty flat. No more dropping down on number 3. Let it sit here and idle, get warm. I'm liking that. These little variances, sometimes that's not a big deal. If any guys you're messing with newer scan tools that have a power balance feature, that's a pretty flat line. Some of them will be dead flat, but this thing, even those little, that's not enough to create a misfire. This is your RPM counter down here. This thing's only really accurate under 2,000 RPMs. A lot of these newer cars, which this one may have an actual misfire monitor, they're accurate through the RPM range. But this is all I'm looking for right here. Got a nice flat power balance. I'm gonna poke my head under the dash, see what I need to remove, and then we'll go take this Hot Rod Vic down the road, get you guys firsthand experience in arguably the greatest vehicle ever made, period. And guess what? Never to be made again. So that's why, maybe that's why I'm trying to save all the 4.62Vs, because that's what makes this thing so great, undeniable, one of the best cars ever made. Y'all all tell me I'm wrong. Also, back from our coffee break, car fires right up, we got it dialed in. Dad's Rad Fords runs on Dunkin'. Actually, Dad's Rad Fords just runs on coffee. Yeah, that's probably my, I'm pretty good about taking care of myself and try to be somewhat healthy. This is really my only vice. I get a little bad with the sweets at night sometimes, but I have a coffee problem. I like my coffee. I could be drinking liquor all day, I guess. I like my coffee, leave me alone. Okay, let's go drive this thing, see how she runs. I still got the power balance up on the scan tool, and runs like a top. Yes, sir. I found this in the car also. He might have had a hot tune loaded up in this thing. I don't know. Feels pretty peppy. But it's also a Crown Vic. It's also a Crown Vic. You gotta remember. You're in for a treat. Crown Vic power. This is a nice one. This one is actually really nice. All black interior, black outside. Got him some Mustang wheels on it. I'm into it. I'm slow down through the school zone. I think I'm doing good. No engine lights, no codes so far. We're doing pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. This thing sounds great. This thing sounds fantastic. This guy's gonna be happy, have his Vic back. He just, from a little bit of talking to the customer, he is pumped about these cars. He loves them, digs them. He knows the deal. I knew when I seen the straight pipes, I knew this guy knew the deal about the Crown Vic. Got to get them sounding right. It does sound great. Not too loud. Got a good tone to it. Running good. No lights. We're dialed in. Tire pressure light's all we got because he's got the Mustang wheels on it. But yeah, otherwise, man, we're ready to go. I'm ready to deliver this baby. He is going to be super happy. Like I said before, this thing came from another shop and we got him dialed in. We can get that a good bit. We do get a lot of vehicles from other shops that they've started working on. I call fixing at them, not fixing them. And this is generally the, this is the end result. Get a car running like a top. MP Auto Care, fix you right on up. All right, another successful job, another working around the shop kind of video. I'm gonna try to start trickling in a little more of these. Seems to be well received. You guys like to see the, quality repairs that come out of the shop here. Always a treat to work on a Crown Vic. This one was especially different with the propane injection. I thought I had to film that for you guys. Yeah, so wrapping this one up, I'm gonna go call the customer, let him know his car's ready. He's gonna be super happy. He's got a dialed in car again, ready for many, many miles. So yeah, hope you guys like this one. Don't forget, AUXITO. Guys, go check out the link. They got some good stuff. Also, the merch line. Check it out. Come on, order a t-shirt, get you a sticker. We got all kinds of stuff, man, and they're super, super cool. Our giveaway winners, they got their shirts. Super rad, super happy about that. Like, subscribe. Don't forget, drop in the comments, man. We're loving all the awesome comments, and stick around for the next one.